Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Not comfortable, Amma? Go up. Where are we? Vidivashat praptena santushyatam. And last class we talked about that how food, what is food, and the food was not only the food that we eat but also everything that we take in by way of seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, smelling. All this is nothing but the food. It is annam. And we must not go after what we like. See, if we want to be happy, if we want to be happy, we have to go beyond likes and dislikes. Raga dvesha. So if we go after what we like, it's going to turn into desire. Desire will turn into greed. And same thing with the dislike. I dislike this person. Then I will desire not to be in the company of that person. And eventually I will avoid that person. It will lead to that. So we want to go beyond everything. And here it was told in the previous verse, Kshuddhyadhishcha chikitsatam, to this uncontrollable urge to be involved with the world, to take in the world, to possess the world, to relate with the world. This hunger for the world, let's put it this way. It's a disease. The hunger for the world is a disease. Who says? Scriptures say. Who says? Masters say. But we think that is, it is great if we are having the hunger for the world. No. Pratidinam bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. I am putting it in a different way this time. Here it says, by taking medicine of alms daily. What is the alm? Whatever life is presenting you every moment is the alms that you are receiving. So what is at this moment? What are you receiving? Satsang. Just before what you received, something else. After this, something else. Take it as the grace of the divine. Be grateful to it. And if something needs to be done with it or for it, or something needs to be resolved or contemplated upon or reflected upon, then do it. Whatever. At that moment. But do it with inspiration. Do it with joy. And this is what is called as alms daily. Then swadvannam natu yachyatam. Do not request delicious food, meaning do not go after what you like in this world. And as I said before, it will lead to desires, eventually lead to greed. Vidhivashat praptena santushyatam. And whatever comes by way of nature to you, accept it, don't reject it, act upon it, and be happy. That is contentment. And last class I told Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. Samadhan is Santushyatam, means contentment. Contentment. Everyone is wanting contentment in life, but they think by running after the world, by being hungry for the world, all motivational speakers are talking this only. I went all the way to Hawaii to do 21 days of motivational course. With whom? With Robert Kiyosaki. You heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. With him, 21 days. And he was talking, hunger for the world. You have to have hunger, not hunger for God. Divine hunger for world. Yes, and we have to do win-win, and all billionaires were coming, ex-governors were coming and giving their equation of success in different fields. And then last one, who came? He asked me, Robert asked me to call Subramaniam Swami from Kauai. He's a 6.5 feet tall American guru.
Swami.
Guru means Swami, and he got initiated by Yoga Swami of Jaffna. Remember, we went to his ashram.
Yeah.
So that person, he got initiated by, and huge malas here, mala here, and in the orange robes, and 6.5 feet tall. He's half above me. And he came I called him. He says, "Son, you don't worry about it. I will come. Robert wants me to come." First he asked me, "Who is Robert?" This, that. And then I said, "Yeah." So he said, he asked me, I asked him that, "Do I need to prepare anything for your welcoming?" He says, "Don't worry. I'm self-sufficient. I'm coming." And he came. And 1.5 hour meditation and chanting. 1.5 hour, he covered everything what we covered in 20 days or 18 days. And next morning when I spoke to him, he came to our table. That's where the shift happened for me. Big shift. Otherwise I was going to get into business. Name was registered. Only after this course I was supposed to put the money in with two other guys, and we were going to start the business. And I went there, Swamiji came, and I got up, touched his feet, and I said, "Please sit down." He said, "I can't." So I asked him a question. I said, "Sir, how come you covered everything in what we studied in 18 days in 1.5 hour? And he put his arm around my shoulder, very affectionately. And he's so tall. And he says, "Are you Hindu, Muslim, Christian?" I said, "Hindu, but believing in everything." He says, "Good. Have you studied Bhagavad Gita?" I said, "No." "Have you studied Yoga Sutra?" I said, "No." "Have you studied No, not Panchadasi. एक मिनट रुको तो सही. "Have you studied Srimad Bhagavad?" I said, "No." He said, "Have you read Shiva Sutras?" I said, "No." He says, "You are a Hindu and you have not studied anything." I said, "I am practicing my yoga and pranayam and everything." He says, "If you read any one of those books, you will get all the principles that they are charging you for." And what they are charging you, that day, I remember his words. He says, they are whetting up your appetite for possessing the world. Life is not about possessing the world. Life is to be one with the Lord. Penny dropped for me. वापिस आके मैं business से withdraw हो गया. And within 1.5 years after that, then I really went into the practice and eventually went to the ashram. So hunger for the world is unhealthy. So here, because the more we are hungry for the world, the more discontentment will be there, because world is infinite. When will you be satisfied then? So whatever comes, this ship has given us whatever, so much in abundance. Abundance does not mean that we overdo and be a problem to our own health. So do it in moderation, everything. So what are those? Vidhi Vashat. Vidhi Vashat means moderation. Vidhi Vashat means according to the rules. What are the rules of eating? If you divide your stomach into 4 parts, 1 part you fill with, 2 parts you fill with food, 1/4 you fill with water, and 1/4 you keep it empty. So after every meal, we must get up hungry. Then it is healthy. Vidhi Vashat. This is the rule. Now you apply it wherever, even in seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, thinking. Keep it empty most of the times, at least a quarter of a time. So if it is happening naturally, be happy. Huh? So I gave you a meaning to this completely differently from what I was telling in the previous class. Now last verse, शीतोष्णादिविषय्यतां न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् औदासीन्यमभीप्स्यतां जनकृपा नैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम् एकान्ते सुखमास्यतां परतरे चेतः समाधीयताम् पूर्णात्मासु समीक्ष्यतां जगदिदं तद्बाधितं दृश्यताम् प्राक्कर्म प्रविलाप्यतां चितिबलात् नाप्युत्तरैश्लिष्यताम् प्रारब्धं त्विह भुज्यताम् अथ पर ब्रह्मात्मना स्थीयताम्. So we come to the second part of the fourth verse. Shitoshnadi Vishayyatam. So first it was about food, how to deal with food. Now it is about the nature. What is the nature? Nature is presenting to us heat and cold. See, there are Shad Urmis. What are Shad Urmis? At the body level, there is body feels Shita Ushna, means cold and heat. Heat and cold is the way the body gets troubled. Little bit heat, cap पहन लो. Next very moment, cooler heater लगा दो. Then at the breath level, we are Panchakoshas, na? Gross body, vital air body, mental body, intellectual body. And after that is the Anandamaya Kosh, which is a no body. So at gross body, this body level, the thing that troubles us is heat and cold. Remain undisturbed. Don't react. Don't desire it should be cold or it should be hot. Whatever is there, this is what life is presenting. Find within you yourself a space where you are non-reactionary to it. At the breath level, hunger and thirst. So again, hunger and thirst, don't become vigilant, don't become disturbed, or don't indulge too much. Again, maintain moderation. This is what our Bhagavad Gita also says, Sukha Dukkha Same Krutva Labha Labho Jaya Jayo Tato Yuddhaya Yuddhasva Na Shochati Na Kankshati. Be equanimous in Sukha Dukkha. Be equanimous in victory and defeat. Yeah. Be equanimous in gain and loss. And Na Shoch Jaya Jayo Tato Yuddhaya Yuddhasva. And this is the continuous at relative level, this is our continuous war with ourselves. And what is that? Not to fall into Sukha Dukkha, remain equanimous. Not to fall into victory and defeat, remain equanimous. Not to fall into and live life in a calculation of gain and loss, remain equanimous. Not fall into regrets and expectations, remain equanimous. Tato yuddhaya yuddhasva na shochati na kankshati. This is the war that we have to conduct in our war. We are fighting with whom? With each other. We are misunderstanding each other. We are arguing with each other. And if we are not able to get to some place, next time I will show that I can also do this or I can do this. Nahi. Na shochati na kankshi. Don't regret. Na shochati. Don't ponder over the past. That is shochati. Na kankshati. And don't ponder over the future. What happens if you ponder over the past? Regrets will be there. If you ponder over the future, expectations will be there. And both the conditions for the mind are unhealthy. Na shochati na kankshati. So this is a self-generated fight. What is this fight? That I don't want to be swayed by the opposites. I want to remain in the center. And this is what Arjuna said. Krishna, take my chariot, Sena Yorubhe, take my chariot in the middle of the two armies. I want to see who has come. Yes, good point. But Krishna, knowing Krishna, he took him in front of his nears and dears. So always remain in the middle. Don't give too much credence to this, don't give too much importance to that. Shitoshna Divishayyatam. Tolerate discomforts. Remember, Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha. Titiksha was endurance. Here the word used is tolerate, endure, forbear. How? Joyfully. Not out of complaining. Joyfully. What? Both of them. Here when it says this, understand, I gave you at the body level it was heat and cold, at the breath level it was hunger and thirst, at the mind level it is joys and sorrows, sukha dukkha, which are caused due to likes and dislikes. But they are temporary. These joys and sorrows are temporary, they come and go. And at the intellect level, honor and dishonor, praise and insult. So these 8 we have to avoid, or they will come to us. You remain in the center. Don't get swayed by them. Natu vrutha vakya samucharyatam. Do not engage in useless talk. Then what is the talk that we should be engaged in? Satsang karo. Bring out the best in someone else, then it is okay. If something interesting is there, then it's okay. But unnecessary. What is unnecessary? नहीं, मैं आज का गॉसिप मैं बताता हूँ. आज का गॉसिप, चांदी की थाली, चांदी का ग्लास. And who is being asked the question? I am being asked the question. How come it can be so expensive? Then I am also thinking, कैसे हो सकता है? I am working out. But then I found the solution. Why it is so expensive? Because all these, based on weight they charge, no? Yeah. Then mom came to the rescue. It is based on weight. फिर थोड़ा शांत हुआ, इतना महंगा कैसे हो सकता है? फिर उसके बाद without taking names, हाँ तो in Calcutta, आंटिया, you are coming, we are going for shopping.
I wasn't there.
No, you are not there.
We will be there.
Because I looked at her, she suddenly, I was not there.
Shopping.
No, they are thinking, planning for the future. तो यही बातें करते रहते हैं. यूजलेस टॉक क्या है? Whatever we possess and whatever we relate to in life. Remember, all we can talk about at any given moment is, our Swamiji says, गीला कचरा and सूखा कचरा. Wet garbage and dry garbage. Dry garbage is the possessions of the world, and wet garbage is the relations of the world. It sounds very nice that we are talking about our grandchildren, we are talking about our wife, we are talking about our husband, we are talking about our parents. But in the end, when the last breath you are breathing, at that time, all this is not going to help you. If you are looking for contentment, if the contentment and the peace of mind is coming from outside, from the possessions or the relations, then we are going the wrong way. Our contentment must come due to our God orientation, due to our self orientation. Does that mean that we do not do what is required? We must do, but don't give it over value. The only value we give is to the divine. If you want to see, you see the divine in everyone in front of you. That's all. बट उन्हीं के बारे में बार बार बात करते रहो. क्या उस when you repeat so many times, what happens? You get attached to that. और इसी तरीके से तुम देखते हो that when so many cases are there, when children are born again, someone dies and someone is born, same fellow comes. Same fellow comes. And there are many cases where these children are born and they know where, because first few years the memory is there. They know that I used to live there, that was the house. Parents don't understand, but he takes them, or their child took them there. And one child was born within the family. The husband was, previous husband, now a new child, young boy. And the child is telling the Dadima, his dadima. Don't wear this, don't wear that. And he used to scold from childhood itself, he is scolding her. Why? Because he was the previous husband. He's forgotten that he's a child now. उसके ऊपर दादागिरी. इसको समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि क्या हो रहा है. इतना ऐसे मेरे को ओनरशिप के साथ मेरे को डांटता है, बोलता है ये कर वो कर, कैसे टीका लगा, ये साड़ी पहन वो साड़ी, और एंड ऑल द चॉइसेस दैट यंग किड हैज वेयर हर हस्बैंड्स.
Really?
Yes. This is don't get
Yeah,
lost
I
in
have
it
read
now.
it too, yeah.
This is happening because of attachment. Attachment leads to future births. If you remain equanimous, there is no birth. At the time of last breath, if you remain equanimous, there is no birth. So, we want to be in the womb of the mother, go through the 9 months of dirty water, and then again E, U, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, सब कुछ शुरू हो जाओ फिर से वही शादी, फिर से वही बच्चे, फिर से वही गधागिरी. हाँ, इसमें से छूटना है कि नहीं छूटना? That you have to answer to yourself, not because I am asking. You have to know it in your heart. That what is it that you want? You want freedom, you enjoy this too much, then continue. कोई हमारे को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Scriptures will be still there. कभी ना कभी आके तुम्हारे सामने फिर से बैठ जाएंगे. Like we were also doing all unwanted stuff once upon a time, but they came into our life, and the course of life changed. They were patient. They didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what was going on. But that was a few years of turmoil, but eventually it all sorted itself out. See? But goal clear होना चाहिए. भगवान सब कुछ sort out कर देता है. शीतोष्णादि विषय्यतां न तु वृथा वाक्यम samuccharyataam. So do not engage in useless talking about the world. Maximum you can useless talk will be how nice the sunset is, how nice the sunrise is, how beautiful the outside is. Look at the mountains, they are always there. You are seeing. उसके बारे में बात करो. No memory is created. Why? Every day the sunrise is there, every day the sunset is there. Memory का चक्कर ही खत्म. Or the best is like whenever you are with those who are, whenever in any discussion, any table we are sitting, initial few moments of ha ha hoo hoo, but immediately then some learning comes, isn't it? I always bring it back to, I can't help it. I always bring it back to some learning. I can't be talking uselessly. It always comes back to some principle. So if we can become like that, our talk shows, I'm not judging you in any way, but our talk shows in free time where our interest lies. Doctors gravitate towards doctors. IT fellows gravitate toward IT fellows. Silver buyers gravitate towards silver buyers. Gold buyers gravitate toward gold buyers. Sari buyers, you watch when they come to the trip. It's like they have never seen. But it's fun. करना कोई बात गलत, खरीदना कोई गलत बात नहीं है. But that is the only thing in life that is not right. That only each one of us knows what is in our mind. Audasinam abhipsyatam. Next lesson. Then what is to be done with regards to the opposites? Heat, cold, hunger, thirst, sukh, dukh, likes and dislikes, and praise and insult, intellect. Towards this and towards the useless talk, unwanted talk, what is to be done? Here it says, Audasinyam, be indifferent. Be indifferent. अब ये cultivate करना है. धीरे धीरे, किसी को बताना नहीं आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग दिस, जहाँ बोला कि वहाँ पे तो लेसन आ जाएगा, एंड यू अरे मैंने तो अभी तो कुछ प्रैक्टिस ही नहीं किया है। जैसे ही मैं सोचता हूँ एवरीवन ट्राइज टू पुल मी डाउन, कि डू इट सीक्रेटली विद इन, कीप moving the bar higher and higher within yourself, not because we have to prove anything to anyone. And what is that bar? Audasinyam. Audasinyam is udasinata. Udasinata means one, उदासीन तो आपको पता है उदासीन का क्या मतलब क्या होता है, उदास हो गया बंदा, क्यों? जब दिल ही टूट गया, जब जी के क्या करेंगे, हाँ, उदासीन हो गए, उदासीन नहीं, उदास हो गए, उदास हो गए क्योंकि दिल टूट गया। यहाँ क्या है? उदासीन। उदासीन मतलब वेयर यू आर इन द मिडस्ट ऑफ एवरीथिंग and you are not swayed by anything, that is उदासीन। फिर मजा है जीने का, फिर जहां चाहिए यू कैन प्लक एनीथिंग इन दिस वर्ल्ड, जब जरूरत होते, when the need is there, you put attention on anything, you can just grasp it with effortlessly. Who can grasp? अभी if I want to go from here to India, एंड मेरे मन में डिज़ायर है यार फर्स्ट क्लास जाना है या बिजनेस क्लास जाना है, पैसा है नहीं, बिजनेस क्लास जाना है, फर्स्ट क्लास जाना है, पर अगर पैसा होता दबा के, देन आई डोंट हैव टू, आई विल नॉट इवन थिंक ट्वाइस, आई जस्ट बाय द बिजनेस और फर्स्ट क्लास एंड आई विल गो, इजंट इट? तो इसका मतलब उदासीनता का मतलब ये नहीं है कि बी अनप्रोडक्टिव इन लाइफ, इट डज नॉट मीन दैट, बट वी आर, in spite of being productive, in spite of producing, we are unattached to anything. We are indifferent to everything. We don't give value to anything, because whatever that has been produced in life, whatever has come into our life, including the thoughts, the body and the opportunities, all is His doing. It is not our doing. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन. You perform every action, every moment, offering everything to Him, not increasing your ego that I did it, I am achieving it, I have done that, I have done this. And when you are in this space, this udasina space, for whatever reason, life pulls you out of it for a moment. Suppose hunger is there, it pulls you out, food will be available. If it is not available, you are not disturbed. You are not disturbed. But suppose you decide that no, it's not enough that I am not disturbed, but I want for a change. Suppose it comes, immediately your desire will be fulfilled. Why? Because you have practiced udasinata. You have kept yourself aloof from all distractions, in spite of living in the middle of them. And what happens as a result of that is your mind is completely fertile. It is not cluttered, no weeds there. And when one thought enters into it, immediately it has to fructify. समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? इसीलिए क्रूज हो गया, इसीलिए कुछ हो गया। हाँ? तो औदासीन्यम, next stage from udasinta is a bit more what do you call, an inert state, in the sense you are indifferent to the world, but you have not shifted your attention to the self. Understand this? So that's the next stage that will come in the next verse. So audasinyam, where the mind is equanimous, mind is undisturbed, unwavering, where the mind is not giving value to anything or anyone in this world. The only one value. And what is that? To the Lord. This happens if those who are doing japa, this will happen to you. You will start losing interest in the world. होता है, एक समय आता है. After that you will become, then you start playing with the world. But there a moment comes where you are totally disenchanted with the world. And it is healthy. पर उसमें फिर कोई बताने वाला होना चाहिए कि this is what is taking place in your mind. See? Because otherwise we'll take revenge of that disinterest. I used to live such a bubbly life. I used to do this, I used to do that. Now I'm not doing anything. I'm not having interest in anything. Am I getting depressed? That's what the doctor will tell you. But when you're doing japa, when you're doing sadhana, when you're doing regular satsang, then this condition is not depression. It looks like depression, but it is not depression. Why? Because you are still dynamic. See? ये बहुत subtle difference है ये. औदासीन्यम अभीप्स्यताम, cultivate indifference towards the stimuli of the world, the gila kachara and the sukha kachara. Janakrupa naishthurya mutsrujyatam. And now here again he's talking about Janakrupa naishthurya. Ignore. Janakrupa is the kindness of the people, and naishthurya is the ill treatment of the people towards you, or harsh words, harshness of the people towards you. So one side is the kindness, the other side is harshness. So what did we say before? At the intellectual level, what was it? Praise and insult. Praise and insult. Honor and dishonor. This is what it is. Janakrupa naishthurya. So ignore, be indifferent, be equanimous towards the kindness of the people and harshness of the people, treatment of the people. Otherwise, what happens? If someone is kind, we get attracted to that person, and then we find, yaar, ye to gadbad ho gayi. Then very difficult to come out of that. Why? Because that person spoke some sweet words, did some kind of, but whatever his motive or her motive may be, that person's motive may be, but you took it as the kindness. Understand? You took it as kindness. But the moment we take, so one thing is one rule is there, that never take what you call, our Swamiji says, never be a taker in life, be a giver in life. See? Give. What happens then? Produce more and keep giving. Janakrupa naishthurya mutsrujyatam. And mutsrujyatam is ignore, be indifferent. So first was being indifferent towards the useless talk. It was being indifferent towards the heat and cold. Then I told you indifferent towards the hunger and thirst, indifferent towards the likes and dislikes or joys and sorrows. Meaning what? Joys and sorrows. Don't get too excited and don't get too depressed. If you get excited about the joys, that this happened, that happened, ha ha, hoo, then equally fast you will fall down also into sadness. And the last one here told was Janakrupa naishthurya mutsrujyatam. Be indifferent towards the kindness of the people and be indifferent towards the harshness or harsh words of the people. Because people are there, they will say, some people will say something always. Where is your attention? Is your attention, why that person spoke to me like this? Why this person is nice? They said, this person touched my feet, this person doesn't touch my feet. So, like and dislike or what? क्या फर्क पड़ता है यार? स्वामी जी का रूल है, क्या फर्क पड़ता है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, पता नहीं. देखो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? किसी के पैर पड़ने से I don't, any Swami, he will not raise in his stature, or na pair padne pe, he will not decrease in stature. He is who he is. Whether this space is in this space, how big is this space? Infinite. How many galaxies and solar systems and planets are coming and getting destroyed? Any disturbance to space? This is audasinata. Create the space in your mind to be mirroring the outside space. Come what may, the space remains the same. Accommodates everything, but reacts to nothing. Can we make our mind like that? Accommodating everything, we are not running away, because the space of the mind is functioning through the senses to see, to give the present the variety. This is how it is. But is the mental space getting disturbed by what it is giving validity, giving accommodation? सोचने वाली अलग तरीके से सोचना है थोड़ा, है ना? मजा है ना एकदम से ऐसे सोचो तो. So be undisturbed. Space, if it was a living thing, it will be audasinam, audasinyata. Cultivate that type of audasinyata. Just contemplate on this. Ki how space is not disturbed by anything that it accommodates. My mind also accommodates so many thoughts. How come it gets disturbed by the thoughts? Am I stupid or what? Yes, I am. Okay, I have to correct. I lost the plot somewhere. Huh? Janakrupa naishthurya mutsrujyata. So in this manner, शीतोष्णादिविषय्यतां न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् औदासीन्यमभीप्स्यतां जनकृपा नैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम्. This is enough for today. Tomorrow and day after, 5th verse, and we'll conclude. Perfect timing. पर कल सुबह भी रखेंगे ना? Subhe, what tomorrow morning, what we can do is we do question answers. Okay? So, not Swamiji, why did you not get married? That is not the question, okay? Not those type of questions. So, if you have something, we'll talk that, and 5 o'clock we'll again have this session. Om Purnamada Purnamedam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.